guys, we're live, obviously. You are welcome. I'm talking about guilt today, and it's actually a really sensitive personal topic to me, but I hope I can bear it all. Of course, I will. So, if you're here live, hey, drop a hi. Now, the topic of my discussion is what you didn't know about guilt. Yeah, what you didn't know about guilt. What the heck is it about guilt? I'm choosing to talk about it today. You may be wondering. Have no fear because I'm going to explain to you in a minute. Before I do that, let me ask about you. How you doing? How's your family? How is the weekend? How is work? Maybe I should ask. And how are you preparing for the new week? I'm not among those people that say it's remaining six weeks to the end of 2020. Bah, doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you why. Time is just an illusion, if you ask me, right? Time is an illusion. Like you just want to feel in control. So now give dates, this date, that date, that you know. So hey, we're just existing. We're living, we're thriving, we're having fun as much as we can. And today's fun is about guilt. Yeah. So what didn't you know about guilt? The dictionary defines guilt as the feeling responsible or feeling of regret over some imagined or real offense that you've committed. Right? It could be real or it could be imagined, whichever one. There's that feeling of regret, responsibility, even remorse when it comes to guilt. So, why am I talking about it today? There's a pattern that most people have that they don't know is sabotaging them. And I'm here to help you because here I'm your self-confidence coach, right? So it's my job to help you think and feel better when I've seen that something is making you sabotage yourself. Did you know that some psychologists said or have researched and I've seen that people use guilt as an anchor to go back to what was the offense? Let me explain. For instance, a child does something, right? Or let me use a more mature example instead of child. We're not children, right? So suppose um a person engages in the habit of pornography and masturbation and is addicted to it, like that is an addiction, right? Anything may have triggered it. It could be stress or no, not for stress. Those who are addicted to it, right? Those ones, whether anything happen, they just do it. It's just their life. So but when they engage in it for a period, they feel really guilty, and then when they now feel really guilty, and in time the guilt now fades away enough for them to feel strong enough to go back to that pattern again. They now feel guilty and then feel like, oh my god, I've done something wrong. When they give us again, they go back again. Do you see how it is? So most people don't know that some people have this feeling about have this um thought about guilt. Even they don't even know that that's what they make it, that that's what they do. They just think they cannot help it. They just can't help it. Right. So on this live video is to help us see the need to think of guilt in another way. Especially if you grew up learning, or if your parents use guilt to get you to do things for them. There are parents like that who would begin to tell you how good they were as children, how they're perfect kids, their own parents, how you shouldn't do this, like how that child is doing that one, So when they say those things, then maybe in their mind they are trying to help you, right? But what you're hearing is, I'm not enough. I have to be like my parents when he was a child. I have to be like the other child of my parents too for me to be accepted, right? Uh, so that feeling of guilt of not being perfect now stays with you, and that's what you now use to punish yourself when you do things that are wrong, you yourself, right? So I'm not, of course, guilt has its own place, right? When you do something that is wrong, you go and tell someone you're sorry for doing that, and that's okay. But because a person has had a pattern of using guilt as offensive defensive mechanism, he or she may become addicted to doing those things that make him feel guilty, as if it's the guilt that he needs to feel like a human. Do you get my point? Right? So without the feeling of guilt, something is wrong. So let me do what is bad so that I'll feel the guilt and say, okay, yeah, I'm human. Yeah, I'm myself. So that happens to many of us. And while this video isn't really about how to break that, it's just to bring it to your awareness, your consciousness that, hey, something like this could be happening to your life and you don't even know that it's happening to your life or in your life. Right? So yeah, that is it about this discussion. No one is here with me live. I hope you get to watch it later because you find it really, really enlightening, as they call it. Right? So just as a tip, if you're a parent, please don't use guilt on your child. It is not child friendly. That's the last thing your child needs. That's the last thing their child needs. to 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 be compared with someone, because comparison is like, if you ask me, I would say it's a cousin of guilt, right? Because you're guilt tripping the child to feel less than that person. Comparison, and like I always say, it is a thief that steals from you what you can be and lies to you what you are. So it's lying to you that you're not enough, and it's stealing from you how better you can get at being yourself, which is to me really, really terrible. So one, if you're a parent, don't guilt trip your children. Just tell them what should be done and leave them to do it age appropriately. Guys, let's face it, they are kids. Stop telling your child, are you a child? He's a child now, obviously. Like, I don't understand. First, the child. So, like, how can he know what you know? Duh. Then number two, if you're an adult and you use guilt to help yourself to feel better, we could change. You don't need to use guilt to feel better. You don't. It's not ideal, because you keep going back to that pattern, which is sabotaging you, and that's the last thing you need for yourself, right? So yeah. I hope I can invite someone in the future to go live with me. I cannot wait to. Would you like to? Kindly comment me there and tell me if you'd like to go live with me sometime in the future. It will be really cool. No, it'll be excellent. Okay. Like I always say, what you want wants you, so want the right things. Because you want the bad things, here it will come. What was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, what you want wants you. You're enough. You're lovable. What's and all. And you're too late to guilt trip yourself.